guys, The Boys is back with the debut of episode 4. We are officially halfway through the season already. And this one is called Wisdom of the Ages. And when I say Boys is back is this was a really good episode in my opinion. I think better than the debut. The first 3 episodes kind of felt, I don't know, a little underwhelming, a little meandering. And this is proof, see? The show is better when you go into the superheroes' backstory, when you focus on that and what shaped them and how it's directing their current actions. And Homelander, oh my God, puts in a great performance. Once again, the tension just fills this room. He returns to his birthplace. He's got all the old employees there. He's bringing them a cake, like the old friendly boss who wants to go home early kind of thing. Let's play some games. But this is murderous Homelander who comes with intent, and it's great. And shit, man, by the end of this, that smile that Homelander lets out when he's completely bloody at the end, really creepy, really well done. And Homelander from this point forward, it's going to be very dangerous.
Unchained.
This is how you ramp up for the eventual season 5 that ends the show. But we got 4 more episodes. So previously we were wondering amongst ourselves, what's the big bad? What's going on in season 4? I think it's kind of confirmed here. We get what Sage was up to, a little more insight into that. I think it's kind of confirmed that this is going to be Sage and Firecracker. Whereas Stormfront was previous, Sage and Firecracker, and then the politics, like the winning of the superheroes coming like within one heartbeat of the White House, and then I think something will happen, and then Homelander will just say, "All right, fuck it, I don't give a fuck, I'm just taking it." You know what I mean? And then we go into season 5. That would be fucking great. Yeah. So I think that's where we're headed. So I'm sort of setting my expectations there because I do think that ultimately that may not be quite as interesting as what we've seen before if it's basically just Firecracker and Sage and wrapping those 2 up and then maybe doing the political climax, which we get a lot of politics here. And this show does a great job. A lot of people shy away from, talking about politics unless you're one of those channels that doesn't want politics, and then you talk politics all the time. You just don't want a certain type of politics in the show. And I think this does a great job of sort of parodying current strategies in politics on both sides, really. But especially, this, I don't know what to call it, this sort of tribalism where one side preaches, oh, this is how I am, and other people who do this thing is bad, and then when they're revealed to have done it, and so as long as they present it in a certain way and use a certain narrative, doesn't fucking matter that they are a fucking hypocrite and they're doing what they say other people are doing. Because it's all about, it's my side versus their side, and I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? And that, it's just so depressing. I just wish people were more principled and they would see. It's when you idolize someone and you put them up on that pedestal, it's hard as fuck to take them down. That's why I don't really idolize anybody like I see people idolize certain political figures. I don't fanboy or make them the god emperor. Essentially, I idolize fictional characters. You know what I mean? This is what I'm wearing, right? These are fictional characters, but some people do this kind of stuff for real life people and real life very flawed people, and then they're somewhat blind to what they can do. And, and really they could do anything they want. And they could shoot somebody in the side of the street. I'll still support you. So as long as you kind of make the other side pay. So really good. I think this went up. It was better than the premiere. Yes. And I hope that we see more of this. And it continues to go up. It'd be a shame if this is the highest the series gets. I think maybe the conclusion will probably get this high, maybe higher, hopefully. So we'll see. That was my opinion on episode 4, The Wisdom of the Ages. What about you guys?
This episode is going up as opposed to the third episode. I didn't really care about that side story.
Yeah.
They did have a little bit of the side story here, but not
Frenchie,
as much.
You talking about Frenchie or you talking about
both Hughie
hey,
and
I
Frenchie?
notice everybody knows I get Kimiko's name wrong. Kimiko. Yeah, thank you guys. This is a running joke on the Angry Joe Show. Let's just make it official that I can't get anybody's name right. I will mispronounce the easiest of names. Thanos.
His name's not even Joe. You just started calling him other Joe because he can't remember his goddamn name.
Yeah, that's
Ramon.
one name.
It's true. He's like, I'm just going to call you Joe. I was like, all right, whatever.
Can't pronounce his name.
No, but the scenes with Homelander were fucking amazing. I want to see more of that stuff. Like, just his presence. He's smiling, and everyone's just like, we're fucked. We're all
You can see they don't want
fucked.
to eat the cake.
They're
they
like,
don't want to
"Shit,
come
you know
over there.
what,
But what he's like, now people are.
It's like, oh god. Those scenes I fucking loved, and also with Starlight and Firecracker. That's another great scene with them.
Yeah.
Just like driving up for her side and her going haywire.
It's very cathartic, because if this was real life situations, one side you just have to sit there and take it and smile through it.
Because
Starlight says, "Fuck this! I'm going over there. I'm just beating her ass
on live TV," and it's exactly what Sage wanted.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, well, you can't physically beat Starlight. Both of you guys can't.
Right.
So you got to do something else, and which they're doing fucking well here.
And Starlight or Sage is a genius.
Yeah, and we finally find out what the fuck happened to her.
What do you mean?
The lobotomy thing, yeah.
Yes.
That was fucking crazy.
It's how she unwinds. I wish it was a little more big and
me
epic
too.
and like
what
some
Alex
kind of
was saying-
master plan. Alex had a good
was a good
theory.
It was so much dumber because
Kinda
she's letting
shitty.
the dumbest person in the show lobotomize her. It's like, you trust that guy?
I had
That
to
guy's the
turn
one that
away.
you're going to do it?
She
It's like,
was
I had
dumb
to
as fuck
turn
at
away
the
that
moment.
scene.
well,
though.
she was,
Yeah,
she,
I couldn't do
was, she
it.
was still smart while
And
she
then
was.
motherfucking Deep is still horny as fuck.
He's like,
He's down to fuck after lobotomizing somebody. I don't know about you, but that messed my psyche up. I ain't ready to have sex.
Yeah, he's like, well, we could do butt stuff, and he's like, okay, where do
Yeah,
you want
let's
this?
fucking go.
I
Boom!
was like, really?
Yeah. Man,
Fuck.
Deep is horny as fuck.
Yeah, he is.
He's
But,
cheating on Tilda Swinton, the octopus.
yeah, but what brought it down for me again was like going with Frenchie stuff, and then still, I don't know what the payoff is going to be with Hughie getting Compound V now that more spoilers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting
Yeah,
to see
now
what
that
happens.
his dad has the kid.
eyes wake up. Okay.
I don't know where this storyline is going to go, so.
Yeah, I really liked this episode quite a bit. I think that there are some scenes in this episode that are peak boys. That it's dangerous,
Yes.
and it's tense, and it was everything that I wanted. And then to kind of contrast that, there are all of these scenes where we have the juice is absolutely not worth the squeeze. I don't give a fuck what happens to Hughie's dad. It doesn't matter to me compared to all of the crazy danger.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking about people taking over the White House and the country. And I mean, it does not matter. I don't care. And it feels like either an actor or agents or someone in the writer room is like, hey, we should give Kimiko something to do this episode. No.
Yeah, I don't.
Fucking stop it.
So I actually care more now. It's like, okay, is this going somewhere with the fucking mom and the dad and the thing? Now that V's involved, I'm interested. Kimiko, no, I'm still not interested. Frenchie, even less interested. That comes to fruition here. Frenchie finally says that he's done the thing, and I don't give a fuck.
So it is like, for me, like 1 out of 10 level storytelling where they're like, I saw this thing on his ankle, rather than him reveal it and get that and try to unburden it. It's like, no, I saw this scar that could only be you, and him I was like rolling my eyes as he was like, well, I was under the bed, and it's like, oh, cool, this is how you're
I
gonna.
think it's because you just hate this particular storyline. I do too.
There's nothing.
But
There's nothing.
1 out of 10 storytelling. Damn, that's acolyte level.
Yeah, I think
Damn.
that like Frenchie could have immediately like revealed it in some other way other than some indistinguishable physical proof on that situation. I think it's bad. And I think that the Hughie's dad stuff could go somewhere interesting. We've just been squeezing that storyline for 4 fucking episodes now, and that's why I say that it's never going to be worth what the half of a season building up to. So I think
a secret weapon.
I guess.
Unless it is worth it. We'll see. In the comics, they play around with zombie superheroes. So because the V is so powerful in their systems, sometimes they can reanimate, but they're like zombies. They're not themselves. So I don't know if that's what we're doing here with his father. It's going to be interesting. I'm curious. They keep name dropping the web fucking shooter, web swinger guy, the Spider-Man dude. Hopefully we'll see him before the end of the season, because I kept rewinding. I'm like, what the fuck is Butcher talking about with 50,000? Like, what is this? And it's, I guess it's a reference, and you also see it in the Mortal Kombat fighting game. One of the fighters is a Spider-Man guy, so hopefully we'll see him at some point. If not, all of these little sort of line drops are kind of for no reason. Yeah, so you got those. So basically, that's what I felt was holding back this episode from the classic boys 10 out of 10 kind of thing, is the Frenchie and the Hughie. But
Kamiko.
And Kamiko, well, I kind of put those together.
Okay.
No, but you're right.
There's
Actually,
three.
there are
Yeah.
3
Yeah.
because she's got her own. And then her past with the scarred lady, it turns out that she's got dirt on her, too, because she was recruiting people for this evil organization that she's trying to take down. And so she's a bit of a hypocrite in that way. They're basically just showing a lot of these people are hypocrites on both sides. Okay. So let's just so a lot in the episode, and I think it's getting better, and I hope it continues to get better. A little weaker opening, but apparently it didn't matter, at least initially, with the weak opening, because The Boys season 4 viewership has already seen a 21% increase from season 3. So this is good. And I want it to do well for Amazon, but I want them to know that season 5, you're fucking done. Okay? Babylon 5 had a nice fucking story from beginning to end. They already planned that out, and then it was amazing. So we'll see. Is The Boys season beginning to end? It feels not really planned out. It feels like somewhere in season 2 and 3, they were like, all right, let's stretch these. I don't know if he planned it from the very beginning, but he definitely has an end point now, since it's confirmed that season 5 is the final season. So hopefully we get 10 episodes in the last season. I don't know, but we might just be stuck with 8 to where it's going to go in the end. Now, I also read an article. I was like, because there was a small cameo in a commercial of the Gen V series. Us 3 have still not seen the Gen V. Have y'all seen Gen V? I'm just not interested in it. And the article I read, Eric, the showrunner, says, I'm not going to cross these over. I don't want to, have all these heroes show up, and because I was like, is that what's going to happen? Do I have to? And he said, no, specifically, I don't want to do it because they're 2 separate things. I don't want viewers of The Boys to have to go back and watch all of Gen V to know who these people are. So this is as much as you're going to get in reference to the 2. And while that may be sad for people that really like Gen V, and there's people out there that were commenting on us to just watch it, I think it's the right choice by not having to have that.
Yeah,
I agree.
I don't want to have homework for your TV show.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I do think that's kind of soft confirmation through context of another thing. The connection's a little weaker, but I thought that by the end, when Homelander is going to go crazy and we have to have the resolution to take him out, I thought there was going to be a smorgasbord of heroes, a plethora of heroes go against him, right? So we would need to bring all these people. But I'm starting to feel more and more like Maeve, who dies in the comics but doesn't die here. Her death is faked. Everybody thinks she's dead, including Homelander, because he's got her sword in his box of mementos and shit.
But the pubes.
and his pubes. I don't know what the hell that is. But he thinks she's dead. So it may be that she doesn't come back. But that would be one character who I do want to come back. If you've seen them in The Boys and they eventually fight Homelander, I want them to be the final battle or something. But maybe it's just going to be Homelander Butcher, kind of thing. We'll see.
It's a little They'd have to be introduced real quick because it would be really late in the story to reveal people that are actually going to solve your.
So see, that's why, or not solve, but help. Because if you're doing a brawl out, a cameo, a few punches in there or whatnot.
Hughie's dead.
They have shown.
He's got Compound V.
Hey, stop messing with my son. Oh, yeah. But we have seen they are willing to take characters, at least from this series, that was really far off, because we have a cameo of one character that we saw in season 1. This motherfucking guy dressed in white. He's like what is he called? The priest guy.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, not a priest guy. I'm sorry. He's a
minister.
A minister, right? And he preaches all about, Jesus and all this other stuff. But then he's a hypocrite back because he's like preaching against gays, and then he's gay in the club and stuff. So he makes an appearance back here. And do you know what the fuck happens here where Butcher is fine?
I thought it was like his powers because it's unpredictable with the Compound V.
Yeah, the black worms manifested in some really cool way and burst that motherfucker.
I guess the only other thing I can think of, that's what it definitely is. Because I was thinking, is this A-Train helping him again? You can have A-Train just run right through him. That blows people up in that way. But no, it's definitely Butcher. And
they drop a line with Hughie where he's like, "Did it give you powers?" And he's like, "No." And you're like, "Yes."
Yes.
So what I do like is that this is a potential story out that I'm anticipating coming, and I'm not mad at it. So in this season, I'm going to die. I got cancer. Homelander confirms it. There's a black mass near your brain. Well, this black mass we've seen can move. It looks almost like a worm or something. So maybe the V has manifested into this somewhat creature. And what happens if you can remove that? If you remove that, then maybe Butcher can be cured. Maybe Butcher can survive past the end of the series and take care of Ryan. But they do set up Mother's Milk. Hey, you're a good father. Can you take care of Ryan? So they also set it up where he dies. So I'm curious, which way are they going to go? That's good seed planting because you're not really sure. Oh, there is a potential hope if we can get this out of his body, but maybe not. Okay, so let's go with final verdicts.
I'm going to go an 8. The only thing that was bringing it down the side stories, but everything else still felt like The Boys. I loved all the blood gore at the very end. The room, it's like a fucking haunted,
wipe the walls with it.
Haunted house.
Oh, he leaves that lady alive too.
Yeah.
Welds the door.
Welds the door. So she's stuck there
I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Shit.
So she's just like watching. It's like, oh god.
I didn't notice the door. I was like, why would he leave her alive?
No,
Interesting.
he didn't. He just welded it. But it's great stuff. I'm curious to see what's going to happen next episode 8.
Yeah, exactly that. I think that the heights here are as high as we've seen in The Boys. I mean, it was like almost as high as like when we had Stan Edgar. Like there was just dangerous scenes without there being danger. Yes. This just was tension the entire way through. So I absolutely loved them. And the problem is, I think almost a third of the episode I don't feel is earned its screen time at all. I think about half of that stuff will never earn its screen time, and the other half of that stuff I don't like could pay off into something interesting. It just feels like we've taken a final season 4 and stretched it into season 4 and season 5.
I love how you put that half of this new stuff we don't care about, and I think maybe half of it has the potential to pay off, but I know the other half isn't. Frenchie.
I'm hoping that's done now.
I'm hoping it's done now too, right? Now we're going to have to deal with the aftermath of Frenchie being emotionally in shock and in turmoil, and you just shake him away. Just stop it, Frenchie. I saw this article, I think it was on Forbes. We've now done the whole Frenchie backstory 3 times now in the exact same fucking way, where he's got a love interest and then he's got to hide his past from his love interest, and he's done it 3 fucking times now. And he's got to love somebody from this past comes in. So first it was Kimiko, and then the next one it was like some Russian lady and all the past and this sexy woman, and now it's this guy Colin, and it's like, oh god damn it. And I really like the Frenchie character.
Yeah, me too.
It just kind of sucks that this is what he's relegated to because he's French.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if we were working on, if he was working on a weapon and they were going off on side missions trying to do something that felt like it was.
Remember, he's supposed to be that guy.
He's that guy. Instead, it's like his power is his pansexuality. It's like,
Yeah, shut the
I don't care about his
fuck up.
pansexuality. The character shouldn't be defined by his sexuality. He should be defined by how he kills Homelander.
Yeah. Okay, so I am also going to give an 8 out of 10. Solid across the board. It would be a 9 or a 10 if it weren't for this.
Yeah.
It needs slightly better subplots that are going on here. But it shows you how strong those other scenes were when 1/3 of the episode were like, checking out, when 2/3 is just really good. So it rose above that. And I do think the Hughie one is starting to come to fruition. We also get a big thing of Hughie forgiving A-Train here. So I thought that was interesting. I also saw a few other people just misinterpreting it on the internet that Hughie gave his father V. No.
Daphne
How did
did.
you guys not notice this? They planted the seed of let your father die. I don't want to say this, but I'm saying it, right? And so you can see it in his face and in his acting. He brings out the V, and he puts it back in, and then he, deals with letting his father go. Then he takes his jacket off, he puts it on the fucking thing, goes and to the vending machine, and I think it's his mom that fucking injects.
Yeah.
Because either she sees her son distraught over it and she wants to reconnect with her son, or she wants to do something for her son. I don't know. But it's going to be interesting now. Is his
Just
father a
give
zombie?
the whole vial.
Just a little bit. Yeah.
Just give
She
the whole
fucked up.
fucking
Well,
vial.
she fucks things up, right? She fucked the whole family up. She about to fuck the family up again?
If something cool happens with the dad, that's great. If
Yes.
something cool, or if something doesn't happen with the dad and it just starts new conflict between him and his mom, I'm gonna be fucking pissed.
Well, no, there is going to be conflict with him and his mom because he's going to be like, why the fuck did you give him V?
yeah.
Because I chose not to give him V. So the conflict's coming out.
But if that is the focal point of this
Well,
whole
that's
arc,
the only thing?
if that's the only
Okay.
thing that happens,
Yeah.
then,
Sure.
then we're going to a real horrible
Right.
place.
No, I think that's obviously not because we're going to be focusing on Simon Pegg. He's a great actor. I think he's going to have something to do, and we'll see what that results in. Will they be able to use their dad's power? Will it just bring him back to normal, or will he be a fucking zombie and need to be killed, and they'll hate his mom even more? But yeah, this mom character is like, well, fuck, how do we resolve her? How do we get her out of the fucking picture? Because we don't need to be doing this right now. We need to fucking focus on Homelander. All right, cool. So let's go real quick into a breakdown. We'll do some quick breakdowns because there might be one or two things we missed. Homelander visits the old lab where he's born. Butcher falls in the shower. We see the little worm crawling. That's
in
when I
his
thought,
back.
maybe we can cut that thing out. Starlight, we get the Gen V commercial. Then we get Starlight beating the shit out of Firecracker. Why, Joe? Why'd she get so mad?
Ooh, because she got some medical records that showed she was 6 weeks pregnant, and she decided to have an abortion. Fucking sinner.
Yup. And you said, this is ridiculous. This is not ridiculous. This is very real shit. This parallels real life. The government want to open your medical history. The government wants to know your medical history if you've had an abortion so they can take action on you. You think, that's ridiculous. That would never be a thing. You know where we live?
Yeah, there's a bounty
we live
system
in Texas.
in Texas.
And right now, they're even they're proposing that you are banned from using the roads if you're intending to drive to get an abortion, even if you're going out of state to get an abortion. You can't use our roads, says Texas. Like, this shit is crazy. And how do they know that? Well, they get your medical records and they see what you've been doing to seeing if you're getting. This is fucked up shit. So I don't understand how anybody can be in support of that. Republican, Democrat, Independent. That's just fucked up. So they basically, this crossed the line so much from Starlight because she's still dealing with it. And initially, I thought this abortion was when she was younger. Hey, fucking college, having fun, having sex or whatever. Apparently, this is with Hughie. I think it needed a little more impact with Hughie and Hughie's reaction to it. Now, he does have a line
He was
And I
ready.
double checked. First one was like 80 yard. I'm like, are they kind of like changing this? But then later I do see him actually reference it in the flesh. So I was like, did they change it in post? No, he knows that she had an abortion with his child. And it just doesn't seem to register as much as I thought it might. Did you guys, that's Hughie's child, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
I think they're just trying to make it out to be not a big deal, that they
Okay.
had a grown-up conversation about it, and, you know,
So
they
They
She
must
wasn't
have
ready
already
for
had
this.
the
It's like, yeah, I
conversation.
wasn't ready to be a
need a little
father.
bit more on that so that I would know that, because that's pretty big. Because yes, it's huge for the female who has to go through all of that. But hopefully, she at least had a conversation with Hughie so that we could see what his side. But he seems cool with it. He's very
Yeah, it sounds
supportive.
like they'd already done that.
They'd
Yeah, they
already
already
done that.
talked about that.
Okay. So she goes over there, beats Firecracker's ass on live television, and makes a huge scene. And it's great. It's cathartic. And I'm like, yeah, fuck her up. But then the ramifications of that is
Even worse.
Vicky and the other president dude, like, hey, I can't work with you no more. You fucked up. We're done.
They're calling you Psycho Starlight Baby Killer.
Psycho Starlight Baby Killer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though we don't use the word here, even though Firecracker had done the do diddling with the things.
She liked them keys.
She likes, yeah. So it's like, which is worse, making a personal decision,
Which is
for
fucking
abortion
crazy.
or-
Well, her side of the story, she's like, okay, send it. Then she goes back on stage, and then she's like,
And she admits it.
I was in the low point of my life.
She does
And-
the whole born again,
Yes.
and Jesus saved me, and I
This is
turned
not how
to
it
Jesus.
works.
And
This is not how
everybody's
it
like,
works.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
That's
yeah.
exactly how it works.
It's
And
not how
that's
this
why,
works.
and that's why
How many
people
radios do
who are
you
like
do?
trying to ban abortion or also have abortions, and also their daughters are having abortions, but it's rules for thee, not rules for me. Because when I need it, then I need to get it taken care of. But y'all can't do it. It's just so much bullshit. Oh, anyways, so before that beat ass scene where Firecracker gets her comeuppance, she actually gets the information from Sage. And Firecracker's like, I used to think you were uppity, but you're one of the good ones, which is super veiled fucking racism. It's like you're gonna, but so she gives her that. I'm just curious, the Sage character. What makes her tick? Is she truly evil? Does she have a master plan? Or no, I just think
She's
at
got a
this
great
point
plan
she's
so
just a
far.
piece of shit, and she needs to be taken out along with the other trash. You know what I mean? Or
We don't know her
at
motivations
some point,
yet,
I
yeah.
thought she was like secretly a good one, just entrapped and going to set a trap. Now I don't think she's good at all. I just
Yeah,
think
it's like,
she's
what's
just
in it for her, though?
she's just like the soups when we first saw them. That they're all really just assholes and self-absorbed. And
Well, she is playing 4D, and she's actually also going to eventually help the boys take down Homelander and set
That's
up
what I
this
was
final fight.
hoping.
Yeah,
And
but we don't
that's
know.
what you
yet.
brought up, and I thought that was clever. But more and more, I'm starting to feel like she's just the villain. She's the new
Evil genius.
Stormfront. Yeah, and you got these two girls. Okay. Then what do we get? Oh, Hughie and Kimiko.
Kimiko.
Hey,
Wolverine.
Wolverine fights. Kimiko fights the cell, the terrorist cell, and
Well, they meet up with A-Train, and Kimiko didn't know that. It's like, you didn't fucking tell me we're getting
right.
Compound V and meeting A-Train. So she's already pissed. And he's like, that's for my dad. And he's like, well, you need to let him die. Don't use fucking Compound V. You've seen what it's done.
Yep.
And then A-Train is like, all right, I'll go get it for you. And we're square.
Yeah. So A-Train actually goes into Homelander's fucking home office, and this is scary because Homelander could smell, he can hear. I wonder if he's gonna know whether A-Train was in his office and missing V. How?
Well, there's a poo poo in his toilet.
and that's
He's
the
not
thing.
supposed to
This
smell.
is what I thought. I was like, what the fuck is Ashley doing? She'd be totally dead. And she better have flushed that toilet before they fucking left.
No.
Because, well, that's just done for a joke, and it actually sacrifices the story because Homelander would be like, what the fuck? And he'd know exactly who it is. He could probably sniff that shit and know it's Ashley. So she's dumb as fuck here. He points out, what are you doing here? She's like, what are you doing here? And then they have to basically team up and hold each other's secret going against Homelander. So
I thought it
maybe
was a
this
stupid, funny scene though, because he's like,
It
"What
is
are you
a
doing?"
funny scene.
and he just takes off. I guess searching. He's like, "You left a floater." What?
That's an amateur move. Everyone knows the upper decker is the upper decker is the better one.
Spooky dookie.
What is the spooky dookie?
He thinks that ghosts that
I
poop are
know.
real. Like, seriously. And so
You go to your house. There's a big turd. No one's been
he
home.
has two roommates.
Spooky dookie.
He has two roommates.
Who
One of
did
them,
it?
one of them didn't
It's
flush.
not called floater. It's called spooky dookie. I like that better.
It's a mystery.
The ghost did it. So I guess this just referenced that when the time comes, Ashley's going to be on the side of against Homelander. Not
Oh, for
necessarily
sure.
on the boys, but she's like, "Fuck you, I could have worked at
Yeah,
Disney.
I think that was
let me
already
crush your balls."
confirmed last episode too, because she's like had some files that she was going to quit,
Her resignation
and then
documents,
she
yeah.
saw what Homelander's doing.
Yeah,
and she
she's
shreds
fucking
it. So
trapped.
She's trapped.
She's in
now
prison.
She's like, "Fuck!" So she's trying to find a way out.
Yep.
Makes sense.
And then, so then
A-Train finds the pubes, the milk, too. He's like, "What the fuck?"
yeah, I like his reaction. But the greatest scene is motherfucking Homelander going to the lab. Ends up murdering everyone, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. First is Frank. What does he do to Frank, Alex?
Burns his ass up.
Why?
Extra crispy. Because they were used to test, what his heat resistance was, and so even though it hurt him the entire time, the kid's on fire in the room, and he's just like he throws a paper ball in the trash, and Kobe. And
Actually, I know he's a murderer and a killer and a psycho, but I sympathize with him. And this is what makes good television, when you're sympathizing with villains, because they actually did do some fucking jacked up shit to this, like inhuman stuff to this. And it's like, you
He's just a
deserve
kid,
this.
you know?
You fucking burning kids alive. We're going to burn your ass alive. Yeah. So while he does murder everybody, they're not exactly innocents, at least not these people.
Well, there's a couple of people in that
New
room
hires.
that were definitely not old enough to be there when he was a child. But they were working in the VOT child abuse department, so maybe they deserve.
I think they deserved it.
You think you'd get a transfer out of that department if you were the guy who
The child
tortured
abuse
home?
department.
And it's just like, can I go somewhere else, please?
I don't want to be here no more.
Yeah, and so in this scene, what is it, Barbara or Deborah or something
Barbara.
like that? She's not there. She's one of the main ones. She eventually comes and explains how, this is different from the comics, by the way, where they paid some lady to birth him, and he fucking lasered his way out of her womb and rose up. I can just see that image in my head of Homelander doing that. And, but he's a menace, but he has this need for approval. And then they brought in psychologists and the best ones in the country to really hammer this home in him as a kind of off switch or a mechanism to control him. And it's the only way that they can control him is his need for love, his need for approval. But cathartically, you can almost see at the end of it where he's like smiling. He's like, I finally got rid of all that, and he got rid of them all.
That's a fucking crazy scene.
And he
guts
did
and
leave her
blood
alive,
everywhere.
but rightly, as Joe points out, it's fucking welded shut, so she got limited air, and she's going to die. Probably in an even more horrible way, because when you're lasered, you're fucking instant dead.
In that stinky
Unless
ass
it's through
room.
the dick.
Unless it's the dick with that one guy. So that was the first guy, Frank. Then the second guy, Joe, Marty, is a weird ass guy. He was like begging for his life. He's like, I was nice to you, remember? And he's like, yeah, actually, you were nice to me.
What was my nickname?
But what was the nickname you gave me? Because he
Squirt.
gave him a nickname. This is because as he was a teen growing up, he would, have teen needs, and and he nicknamed him something when he caught him doing it.
You were laughing at
And
me.
people
Now
were
it's
laughing
your
at him.
turn.
So now you go fucking jack off in front of everybody. He can't get excited. He can't get hard. And he's like, if you don't fucking do this, I'm gonna laser it off. So I guess that got into his head, and he just couldn't do it.
No fear boner for that guy.
God.
I don't know. In that situation, could you do that? That's like a no-win situation. If you were the Deep, you could do it. In fact, Deep would be probably turned on by it. Wait, you're gonna hurt me? Because but I think if the Deep gets lasered, it probably wouldn't go through the Deep. It would just hit him, and he would not be knocked back. Because if you have super strength, the laser's not gonna penetrate you as easily as if you were a human being. Can't believe I'm doing the logistics of
The powers are
torture
never
porn
are
between
never
Deep and
consistent.
Homelander.
Yeah.
Okay, so, Frenchie finally tells the dude, and he's crying, and he's distraught, and he's like, I was the one. He reveals the 1 out of 10 storytelling from Alex, shows him the fucking scars on his ankle. The guy freaks out. He's like, I'll kill you. Kill me, Frenchie. He said, kill me, kill me.
Starts choking him. He's like, just do it. He's like, I never want to see you again. If I see you, I'll kill you. Then he leaves.
All right.
And hopefully that's the end of this.
Hopefully that's the end of this. No, he shows up, and now he's taking V, and he's a super villain, and he's going to tell him.
He's going to try to rekindle the flame. He's like, how'd you guys meet? Oh, he killed my parents.
Yeah. These two are done, Joe. And then Sage reveals how she relaxes to the deep. And it turns out that not only is she the smartest woman in the world, but her brain also regenerates brain matter. So if you shoot her in the head, she's going to be alive because her brain.
But we know her weakness.
We do know her weakness.
Shoot in the heart.
Right? Shoot her anywhere. Just don't attack her brain.
Yeah.
In fact, if you shoot her in the head, she's probably still dead because you have the hole. She can do the brain matter. I don't know about the hole.
She said a regen.
Her brain matter. That's why he's sticking the fucking. And so then she's like, you want to fucking do butt stuff? You do this. And he's like, all right. He's like, nah, man, I don't know about this. I don't know about this kid.
I'll do a lot, but not this. But then he does it. And then immediately when she gets lobotomized, they have sex. He jumps on her.
They go to Flavor Town.
What a Flavor Town. Oh.
He gave her the donkey sauce.
Okay. Thank you, Alex. Hughie.
That's the name of the sauce at his restaurant.
Maybe is confident. Oh, I thought it was.
No, Guy Fieri's. It's called donkey sauce.
Awesome. Hughie maybe now has full confidence in himself in killing people. You can see it in his eyes. This has happened multiple times where blood gets sprayed on Hughie. But here, it's like, I'm going to fucking kill this guy. And
it's life or death.
And he's doing it. And so maybe he's officially one of the boys. Frankly, this one of the boys thing has already happened. Yeah. He's already contributed to the boys multiple times, but he does it yet again here. And now maybe he's okay with killing without the trauma afterwards. Because even when he did it before, he was still like, fuck, I killed that guy, you know. Now it's like, hey, this is part of the job, like Billy Butcher considers it. So that's it. And then Homelander does that very creepy smile in the elevator as he goes back up. And fantastic episode. We only have 4 more left. And what do we have to resolve? Well,
Hughie's parents, Kamiko's friend or whoever she was.
Yeah, I hope that ends too. I don't give a fuck.
I think we're done with Frenchie. But like you said, he's going to have to deal with the aftermath. He's going to be all sad and
That's
mopey.
it, though. You know, I would actually make me... I don't know what would actually make me more upset, that we sat through 4 episodes of Frenchie's garbage side story for the 3rd goddamn time, or that it truly went absolutely nowhere.
Right. I wanted to go somewhere. Where would it go for me to be happy? Him to get with Kimiko. I want them to get together, but it seems like they're done. We're just friends now, and that's not happening. But maybe she was just saying that. She was drinking heavily when they were together. I don't fucking know it. But I actually kind of believe it when they said that, and I believe the writers. I'm like, I hate this will they, won't they stupid bullshit. But actually, Alex, to answer your question, I don't think there is a satisfying resolution.
So we were just, okay.
So I think it's just going to go the way you thought it was, whereas basically this is it.
I guess they were just giving them something to do for more screen time, but a bad way.
Right, the same fucking the same storyline over and over and over and over.
Yeah.
Just be okay with your past. Yeah, you were an assassin piece of shit for the fucking mob or whatever.
He's a changed man now.
A changed man now, and you're killing the right people now, okay? God, fuck.
We get it, all right?
No. Okay, and so yeah, what else? We got to do
Hughie's dad's we got to resolve. I mean, Sage is probably like you said, the end boss. It's like Sage and Firecracker are going to be like the very final thing. So that's like the main storyline, because we're not resolving Homelander here.
No.
I'm almost certainly not resolving Vicky here, like I thought we may.
Okay,
because
but
she got
let's take
silent.
a crack at it since we're at the halfway point. How do we think that it will culminate into? So Vicky aligns with Homelander. No, that's not in public. Okay. Starlight hurts the public face, the president guy's numbers, and he's going to potentially not win the presidency. We've never seen who he's running against. Because I think all this stuff has been primary.
He's already the president-elect. They reference him as the president-elect. So he's won the election. It just hasn't had the transfer of power yet.
Oh.
Right? So, like, the election...
That's right, because they're like, we need to get rid of this VP bitch. She's one heartbeat away from the president in January 6th when they confirm the thing.
Yeah, when they confirm it.
Okay.
So, like, we're...
All right.
Yeah, the president has to die this season. Like, the very last thing.
No. What I'm thinking is because Homelander is not taking action on the presidency because he's letting Vicky do it because that's her thing and she wants it. And so as long as she's allied with Homelander, he's okay with it. But the second Vicky says, nah, fuck you, Homelander. I'm not taking care of the soups, whatever. And or if Vicky is somehow killed and taken out of the picture, and then this other president is now full president, and he goes full anti-soups, that's when Homelander's like, no, fuck you. I'm the president now. Look at me. Look at me. I'm the president now. So, but I don't know how Sage and Firecracker ties into that. Okay, Sage and Firecracker boost his campaign, his popularity, and the person that what would we call it? The pro-soups movement is what we'll call it, is at its height, but then everything falls apart. When Firecracker and Sage are taken care of, everything falls apart, which leads to, like, Homelander just so sick of everything that he keeps trying to do, failing, and he's, like, trying to do it the right way, and he's like, you're all fucking rats and peons, you're beneath me, I'm taking over. So that's how I think so. What do you guys think?
I think that we're going to end with the president getting assassinated and or killed in some way. Vicky takes over, so she's at the peak of her power. Homeland's at the peak of his power. He doesn't give a shit. And if there's an uneasy alliance between them, it puts the two villains at the peak, and then that's how this season ends.
We can go into season 5.
I'm hoping the Deep accidentally kills Sage. Like, I really hope that he just he fucks up the lobotomy because he's an idiot, and
or
it's like
blind or something.
That would be
just something
amazing if he fucks that.
He's like, no, I want butt stuff, and she's like, no, not right now. Yeah, and he's just like,
and this is her weakness. We have a Sage weakness. Yeah. Deep is in kind of control here, and Deep. And this is what I'm thinking. If they get Deep on their side, they can get Deep to take out Sage. But I don't think Deep. I don't know how that would happen. He probably doesn't need to cooperate with the boys. This just happens in pure stupidity.
Yeah, she chokes on a Cheetos puff because only an idiot would eat Cheetos puffs versus Crunchy.
Now, what I would prefer, I like that ending Alex offered. What I would prefer is I want Homelander, like the final shot to him just be, taking the White House. And then that's where it ends, where he's now
in the
fucking
Oval Office.
The whole DC hierarchy is about to change, kind of thing, right? And
this
then
season
that
we got
whole
to figure out
season
with
dealing with him. But I think it'll probably be half a season. Yeah, so Vicky and him at the top, and then in the next season, Vicky and him go at it, and they lose Vicky. Then he just says, "Fuck it," takes over, and then the final 4, they take him out.
You think in this season we're gonna have A-Train move over?
Yes, A-Train's already moved over. But
little
not
by
publicly.
little by little.
I don't think publicly he moves over this season. I think
he can't.
No,
yeah.
He literally can't. If he did, then we'd have the fight right now.
Or it'd be like a final scene of this season. If it happens, it has to be like right at the end because that's such a major turning point.
Yeah, but I think effectively he's already over.
Oh, yeah.
Sort of like Starlight was already over, even though she was still in the 7. But you can't leave the 7 because you would alert Homelander, and you'd have the fight right then. So, in fact, he's probably going to be in the 7 all the way until the final moment of taking over the White House, and then he's like, all right, I can't do this. So we'll see.
He's stuck. They're all prisoners.
They have to culminate in the White House. There better be a White House shot at the end of this season, or in season 5, or there's going to be a 0. All right, anyways, thank you guys so much. Yeah. There's one other thing we forgot is like I wonder how Ryan is going to play out and how Black Noir is going to play out. Black Noir is going nowhere, and I'm curious how they somehow make that interesting. And maybe they don't need to make it interesting. He just gets lasered as one of the casualties when they go against him. I don't know. But yeah. All right. Leave your thoughts and theories down below since we're at the halfway point. I'm very curious to read them. And we will see you guys on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.